Okay, well, although I'm not really a fan of making videos in my car, I made one on my walk this evening, and it got too dark and you couldn't see. So it looked fine while it was recording, but not on playback. So instead of not doing anything, I figured I would just re record and try to hit some of the things I had on my mind while I was walking. It was a beautiful day. First of all, it's September 30th. Absolutely beautiful fucking day today. Last day of September, the beginning of October, November, and December. Hell, that we're all getting ready to face the dark winter. And the kickoff being the lunacy last night that I didn't watch any of. The debate, of course, I'm referring to. I don't need to see it. It doesn't matter who they choose to sit there. The same thing is going to continue. One will continue faster with than the other with a certain choice, with a Biden win. You'll see this pick up very quickly. But make no mistake, you will have the same outcome, just as you've had now with no changes. This entire tyranny being forced upon us, but Trump's fighting the deep state, and he's trying to get them, and it's 4D chess, and don't worry about it. He's all the plans there and all that stuff. Meanwhile, governments are locking down their citizens all over the fucking globe, particularly in places like New Zealand, Australia, and the lockdown getting more and more severe in places like Britain. You know, if you haven't seen, they had another rally over the weekend in London where David Icke spoke, and shortly after he spoke, the Luminous Jackets came in and thwarted a very peaceful, beautiful gathering of people of all races, creeds, religions, age groups, both genders, all together standing up and showing their non-compliance with this tyranny and their desire for themselves and each other to be free in unison with love. And but we can't have that. We got to have Luminous Jackets come in with batons and smack people all over the place and then tell a story that, oh, it was violent. Meanwhile, you can have all the divisive protests you want with violence and shit getting broken and racial division and political division and gender division and all that shit being funded by the capital letters at the top of whatever organization it may be, whether it's BLM or LBGCTHIJKMM or PQ or, the left or right, whatever it is. Antifa, all being funded, all that corporate C being funded and allowed to occur. And then, nothing is done there to stop it. You have, advertisements and sports and masks and everywhere else supporting these things. But peaceful people getting together, standing up for their rights, explaining to, others who might be in the ignorant mindset of thinking they have the right to control others, that, no, look, listen, look at this, look what we're doing. And, that can't be seen as a good thing. So it needed to end with thumping and lumping of people, to try to discourage more people from doing it, of course. Because your government just loves you so much, and they're in control, and the puppet that's there is going to make sure you're good. So we better get the puppet Trump in over the puppet Biden, because if not, we're just fucked. You're fucked anyway if you believe in all that shit, okay? Beautiful full moon tonight, so I saw Ryan talking about a bombing in Iraq, you know what I mean? Yeah, of course, you know what I mean? That's all still going on, the acquisition of all of these territories that they want to control all over the world from the 9/11 excuse is still being perpetuated in the Project for New American Century. Don't forget about that while we bring in, Plandemic 2, the sequel, over the Dark Winter subtitle. That could be the underground name for the movie. It's an amazing time to be alive. And to see them actually try to bring in this lockdown and these impositions and these masks and these social distancing is one thing. Watching people capitulate to it is a whole nother. It's unbelievable. And I'm not saying there isn't people that aren't, because there are people that are not capitulating to it. They're in the mindset of this is bullshit, and they're not doing it. However, I don't know any of them to have their kids home from school. They got their kids in a mask all day. So, this duality and this cognitive dissonance still exists. But this fence walking will end. Every individual person watching this video or not watching this video is going to have to make a choice. All by them fucking selves. Nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to hold your hand. And whatever choice you make will have a consequence, either positive or negative. There is only one right and one wrong choice here. Many wrong choices, but there's only one right choice. And that is to understand the truth and to accept the truth of what's going on around you. And to put down all of the walls you've built to keep your little world together so that you can get out of bed every day and feel like, you're safe and everyone's got your back and don't worry. And the problems in the world, I can put my finger and blame on that party or that organization or that mindset instead of realizing, no, it's the entire belief in this whole system that is owned by a very small amount of people, from the resources to the money, to the media, to the schools, to the medicine, you name it, to the science, realizing, oh my goodness, I am going to have to say no to this by myself. That moment is here. And if enough people choose not to do it, and they acquiesce out of fear, then it's going to be a hard road for those of us that are going to say no. But we are the leaders of this. We are the ones that have to set that example. So everybody needs to be getting right with what's coming, because it's coming, man. So, all right, I only have 7 minutes, so before it cuts me off, I'm going to go. Love you guys. Just wanted to check in, and we'll do another one from my other camera at some point this week. Love